Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another First Appearance Friday, and this time, the comic book first appearance we are looking at is Power Girl. Power Girl was created by Gerry Conway. By the way, this is his second creation I've talked about. He did The Punisher as well. Check that video out. And Rick Estrada, Wally Wood, and Paul Levitz. Those are some mighty fine comic book creating names to be attached to this young lady right here. She was created in 1976. See, it turned out that the DC Comics powers that be were a little nervous. At the time, the Justice Society of America were all guys, and all of them had lived through World War II, so they were afraid of isolating part of the audience and figured bring in a female character, younger characters, because she's not the only one that joins the JSA in this particular issue. She's just the new kid on the block. We also have Robin and Star Spangled Kid coming in. Now, Power Girl is a nod to Lois Lane from Superman number 125. There was a little bit of an argument, though, because at first they wanted to make Power Girl the daughter of Superman and not the cousin, not another cousin, because it was very, as we know, reminiscent of Supergirl. Since Gerry Conway was on the JSA for just a few issues with Power Girl, he never actually named her. All of the characters called her Kid and stuff like that. It was Paul Levitz who came up with the names, and that was his big contribution. She ended up being named, her Kryptonian name was Kara Zor-El, just the letter, not the E-L. And, of course, Karen Starr was her secret identity name. And with that backstory out of the way, let's dive into the first appearance of Power Girl. But before we do, here's a hint towards next week's First Appearance Friday. So don't forget to click like, share, and get word out about the channel. If you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe and the notification bell. Don't want you to miss anything. So now let's dive in to All-Star Comics Super Squad number 58, the first appearance of Power Girl. First off, looking at the cover, it is so unremarkable. It really is. They seem to be selling All-Star Comics more than anything else. They're literally introducing a new character. And from the first look, you got to think, wow, we just need, I don't know, a generic Supergirl type. So they drew the white outfit. I mean, that's a basic costume. We already talked about that. But there's no fanfare to Power Girl's introduction here. None at all. You got the word balloons going on. You've got the shadow of the bad guy hanging over them, but it's been there, done that. You know, maybe you were too tough for the Justice Society, but mister, now you've got to fight the Super Squad. And it's Star Spangled Kid, Robin, and Power Girl. At this point, nobody has any idea who generic Supergirl is over there, and the only real well-known character is Robin. So it's like, really? Do they have a lot to worry about here? I don't know. And it just looks like Dr. Fate has a splitting headache. That's all. And Flash is taking a nap with his hat over his eyes. Not the greatest of covers to introduce such an iconic character. Not a big fan, but that just could be me. I am a different breed of cat. Earth 2. It's a world much like our own, though slightly different. On Earth 2, there are good men and bad, justice and injustice, triumphs and tragedies. There are men as ordinary as we are, and men not so ordinary. You are looking at 6 very extraordinary men, members of the Justice Society of America, and soon to be members of a new team dedicated to the war against evil. A team called the All-Star Super Squadron. I don't suppose there's much chance you're wrong about that, eh, Dr. Midnight? I'm pretty sure he didn't write that opening text there, Flash, but good call. I wish I were, Flash. I've triple-checked my information, and there's no mistake. Within 24 hours, the world will end. And I'm not sure we can stop it. Roll call. My name is Flash. I'm very speedy. That's why my wife, she quickly left me. Roll call. So Dr. Midnight tells them that there's going to be a few disasters in certain cities placed all around the world. And if they did come to fruition all at the same time, it could destroy Earth's atmosphere. Hawkman believes him and says the best course is to split up into teams and handle each situation. But you gotta look at the teams he chooses. Midnight and Hawkman go to Seattle, Flash and Wildcat to Peking, and Dr. Fate and Green Lantern goes to Cape Town. Well, you know that Cape Town's going to be well protected. Why don't we let the Boxer and Flash go? That way, basically, Wildcat just stands around. They make something up for him to do, but come on, seriously? But all the power is going to Cape Town. Oh, and as a heads up here, they were not exactly rushing to get Power Girl to show up in this book. So if you're just here for her section, you might want to skip ahead a little bit. But I'm going to talk through the story here, maybe point out some of the silliness if there is any silliness. But overall, I'm going to be describing action. So it's not going to be as in-depth as my usual up until the point where Power Girl appears. Even the writer at this point says, wait a second, it's called the Super Squad. Why don't we take time to introduce the new members? So we cut to Star Spangled Kid. And I've got to say, I like older books like this because he lays out just 2 panels worth of exposition. He's a product of time travel. Ted Knight gave him the cosmic rod, so now he can use it to fight crime. And of course, he sees some bank robbers who go, hey, look, there's a superhero. Let's shoot at it. I guess that's the equivalent of poking it with a stick. And so the Star Spangled Kid jumps into action using the energy of the cosmic rod to block their bullets and then fires it at them. And I have to say, this is a pretty good fight scene. You know, of course, the words are there. He's got the witty banter and everything. But there are 2 things taken out of context that could go very wrong here. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the bad guy yelling, "Our guns," he's making them go soft. Maybe for something else. I don't know. Might be an allegory. May just be about the guns themselves. However, that's not the worst part. Star Spangled Kid's head in the guy's crotch with the sound effect of chomp. Now, that's a little bit more than just an allegory. He's biting a dick right here. And just to prove that he's biting a dick right here is not just the word chomp. It's the fact that on the next page, he's looking quite ashamed of it. Actually, he's lamenting the fact that after all the action is over with, he still remembers that he has to go home and that home is 20 years ago. And while he's lamenting the past and you get a little character study, there's an earthquake that hits. We see him save a woman and her baby. And then as he's saying that, well, he could stop the earthquake with a cosmic rod if only he knew where he could start, that we see Hawkman and Dr. Midnight is actually watching him, trying to see what kind of job he's doing. And I kind of like that. Okay, let the new kid do his business. Let's see, and we'll only jump in if he needs the help. I thought that was kind of cool. And then we cut to where a peculiar space station silently swings in an orbit around the equator, providing a perfect headquarters for the man known as Brainwave. And man, what is up with your eyes? Holy Toledo, do you see those big googly eyes? Look, the costume kind of looks Jack Kirby-ish, but what the is up with the eyeballs? Holy Toledo. That is just weird. Brainwave. Once he was a man named Henry King, a man with strange abilities, strange powers over the minds of other men. Things have changed. He still has the power over men, but quite apparently, he's no longer Henry King. For years I languished. I don't know why this accent, guys. You know me in accents. For years I languished in prison. I lived in darkness and the misery where they, the Justice League, put me. So many years apart from humanity. Alone in a solitary cell, unable to touch beauty, unable to see beauty, unable to know beauty. Wow, he's really digging on a girl named Beauty. Other than that beauty I conjured in my mind. Bow chicka bow wow, chicka 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 bow chicka bow bow. Brainwave continues to complain about the beauty that he is missing and then asks himself if the JSA even wonders why he picked those particular cities to attack or if they even care. Dude, if you got something to say, just say it. Don't make us guess. Come on. The next page is pure MacGuffin. It's Robin. It's like, hey, meanwhile in Cape Town. Hi, person we're never going to meet again. Hello, Dick Grayson. We have to acknowledge that you are the person we all know as Robin. Oh my gosh, there's an explosion. Kaboom. The only person who can do anything about it is me, the ex-boy wonder, Robin. Cut to Dr. Fate and Green Lantern as they are flying into Cape Town, and notice the... Cut 2, Dr. Fate and Green Lantern. If the world were a nice, neat place where things occurred in an orderly fashion, Dr. Fate and Green Lantern would have arrived moments ago, in time to witness the explosion we've just witnessed, and perhaps even to counteract its effect. Unfortunately, folks, the world isn't a neat and orderly place, and our two JSAers have just swooped into town, right into the center of a catastrophe. And they quickly assess the fact that it cannot in any way, shape, or form have been a natural disaster. The gas is composed of fluorocarbons, the outlawed inert gas which destroys the Earth's ozone layer. Manufacturers once used it in aerosol cans before the government learned about its deadly effect and stopped its production. Anybody else get visions of brainwaves firing some aerosol cans into a bomb? Dr. Fate and Green Lantern get to work on dispersing the gas, and then realize that neither one of them are smart enough to figure out a permanent solution, so Green Lantern just builds a green construct cork and plugs the fissure up with it when they notice Robin laying nearby. They revive Robin and then quickly, backhandedly accuse him of causing the explosion and spreading the gas. When Robin starts to protest, the pressure from the cork, from underneath the cork, blows it out of the fissure. That knocks out Dr. Fate and Green Lantern. Robin quickly puts his nose filters in, and we cut to, instead of returning immediately to Robin, we're going to switch to another scene on the opposite side of the world. The place? Peking. The problem? An inexplicable newborn volcano. The heroes? Earth's 2 Flash and Wildcat. All right, Wildcat, I'm gonna get these people out of here pronto. You stop the volcano. One more reason to fire Hawkman as the leader. If he had split up Dr. Fate and Green Lantern, you may have had one person on this team that could easily stop a volcano. Except I'm wrong, because in the next 2 panels we see Flash and Wildcat surprised that over there's a volcano. There can't be a volcano. And then Flash says, hold on, get yourself some transportation. I'm going to need freedom of movement to fight this battle. And we see Wildcat literally steal a motorcycle from under somebody. Yeah, you're heroes, ladies and gentlemen. And then we see the Flash spring into action, doing that thing we see in so many 1970s and 80s cartoons where the super speedster circles around something very, very fast, digging a trench so the lava can fill it. And then we see Wildcat coming up on the motorbike. He's like, hey, guy, come on. I know I'm useless. You don't have to rub my nose in it. All right? Is there anything I can do? But before the Flash could remind Wildcat that he's basically a boxer in a cat costume, in comes Power Girl, ladies and gentlemen. Her first appearance. Who the heck is that? Shouts Wildcat. We'll have to wait a minute for the answer to Wildcat's startled question, since what's happening is more interesting than who's doing it. Ooh, what a freaking dig at Power Girl in her first appearance. Holy Toledo. We understand that this Supergirl clone is not worth your attention, but let's tell you what she's doing. Looks to me like the volcano is filled with mood slime from Ghostbusters 2, and she is manipulating it back down. Sorry I startled you. I promised my cousin I'd wait a few months before revealing myself, but when I saw the trouble you were having with this volcano, I decided I couldn't wait. Whoa, girl, one step at a time, okay? First of all, what's up with your boobs? You have no cleavage, so are they like coming right out of your rib cage? Are they pointed to a side for a reason? What's going on with that? Yeah, and what about an introduction, sister? You could call me Power Girl, Wildcat. It's as good a name as any other, and it won't confuse me with my cousin. His name you already know. It's Superman. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Your boobs are back to normal. That's fine. So, Superman, you say? I thought all of his relatives died on Krypton years ago. It's a long story, Flash, and, well, there's no time to dwell on it. Now look! And Wildcat springs immediately to action, happy to show that he's not completely useless, but then Power Girl takes care of the entire army with one stomp of her foot. Ah, come on! I'm starting to feel like a mascot here, you show-offs. Actually, this does not dissuade Wildcat from taking a heck of a lot of pleasure out of beating the hell out of Asian people about 1.5 feet smaller than him. After he's done, he says, now, what were you saying about a crisis? I know all about the disaster game the JSA is playing, and I've got a good idea who's behind it and where he's located. Very interesting. Care to tell us how? Let's simply say a lady with powers like mine gets around. Bow chicka bow bow wah waka waka bow chicka down bow don chicka down chicka bow bow. The point is, the disasters, they're decoys, designed to weaken you in a way I haven't figured out yet. In Seattle, Hawkman and Dr. Midnight are allowing Star Spangled Kid to handle the disasters, while in Cape Town, Robin is fighting a menace neither Dr. Fate nor Green Lantern could defeat. By the same token, I did the work while you stood by almost helpless. Damn! So Power Girl suggests that the three of them go and join the other heroes and help them with their disasters. The emasculated men have no other recourse but to agree with her. Under protest, Power Girl whips Wildcat up into the air. Of course, he's still complaining, and she says, hey, and I'm paraphrasing here, don't worry about it. You've got new people here. Don't consider yourself a member of the JSA anymore. You're a member of a super squad. And then he asks, well, you know, if you know who's causing all this damage, who is it? And she says, his name is Brainwave, which, okay, we found that out a few pages back. But how did she know? I guess we'll find that, or we are supposed to find that out in the next issue. Anyway, gang, there you go. The very first appearance of Power Girl. I am pleasantly surprised at All-Star Comics number 58. It was enjoyable. It was pretty good. It was harder to pull some jokes off on this book than it has been in books in the past. There is some silliness to it. I didn't care for the way Robin was introduced to the book, but otherwise, it was pretty solid. Good time. How about you, though? What did you think of the first appearance of Power Girl? Let me know in the comments below. These videos do not get views, so I definitely need the interaction. If you are watching, please just put down a, hey, that was awesome, that was shit, that was crap, whatever, why do you waste your life? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like these videos, please, by all means, click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell and the subscription. And there are going to be some videos popping up here just like them on different heroes. So if you haven't seen them already, keep this train rolling, and I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. Drop $1 in the till. Help me keep making videos for you. Like, thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.